The Gadyach Local History Museum has several issues of the Gadyach Zemstvo Newspaper. Two of them were edited by Olena Pchilka. On the 8th of March 1917, a meeting of Zemstvo representatives was held. Olga Petrivna Kosach, who was present at the meeting, was given the floor and said, "I will speak to the honorable members in Ukrainian, and I do not ask for permission to do so, because that would be an insult to my native language and to my native land, among which we are gathered here. I think that my point is quite clear to most of those present, because we are in the middle of Ukraine, in the Poltava region. However, some representatives have said that they do not understand the Ukrainian language and therefore it should not be used in the Gadyach newspaper. This surprises me. True, I know that there are many turncoats among our people. Schools and their entire life in Ukraine have made them turncoats. But still, I do not understand how it is possible not to know the language of your people and not want to learn it, being elected by that people and acting as public figures among them. I would consider it shameful not only not to know the language of one's region, but also not to allow it in one's regional newspaper. I think that among Poles or people of other nationalities in their region, such things would be impossible. It is only our country that has been so unfortunate. But even though I hear that there are opponents of the Ukrainian language in the Gadyach newspaper, I still think that they are talking nonsense, because the newspaper is not published for them. It is intended for the people of the Gadyach district. So why say in advance that they will not understand the Ukrainian language? Why? I think that even though the Ukrainian language was suppressed for centuries, it did not die out among our people. Of course, I cannot judge my own writing, but I think that everything I have said here would be completely understandable to my fellow countrymen if I wrote down my thoughts. In any case, I would like to draw the attention of the Honorable Assembly to the fact that if I become the editor of a Gadyach newspaper, it will only be to write in Ukrainian. When the chairman of the board invited me to be an editor 2 weeks ago, I told him, "You know who I am. You know my love for Ukraine, and I will not renounce my thoughts or my native language. I have been writing in Ukrainian all my life, and that is the only way I agreed to write for your newspaper. I say the same thing now, without hiding anything. I do not take responsibility for office matters, and what they say should be printed in the newspaper in Russian. That is my answer, and you decide as you see fit." Despite the heated discussion, the meeting adopted the following resolutions: to request the administration to invite a Ukrainian writer, Kosach, to edit the Gadyach Zemstvo newspaper, with the indispensable condition that official orders and articles of an informational nature be printed in Russian, to allow overspending on the newspaper if necessary.